Hello, you're watching World Talks on TVP World. My name is Sasha Farbach. Now, Poland's latest dispute with Elon Musk began with roaming charges, but it is quickly becoming an argument about technological power. Now, Polish Foreign Minister Radosław Sikorski has warned Musk to stop discriminating against Polish Starlink users, who Warsaw could reconsider the roughly $50 million it pays annually for Starlink services supporting Ukraine, a country where satellite connectivity has become critical infrastructure. And joining us now for the latest is John F. Hall, former director at NASA, in the studio with us. Thanks for coming by.
Thank you very much.
Now, at the same time, brief us really quickly on just how much of a game changer Starlink really is, how critical it is, before we get into the dispute. So give us a little foretaste of that.
I would say that it is critical. There's nothing currently like it. That's not to say that there's not other things in development, and Poland is participating in the IRIS² program, which is a European consortium that is intended to develop similar capabilities for network access focused on Europe. And what's unique about Starlink is that it serves areas that are underserved with telecommunications infrastructure. So we're talking about rural areas or areas that don't have quite the high-speed internet access that, say, you would find in a major city like Warsaw. And that's important because that connectivity allows people to perform a variety of tasks in business, in agriculture, and in other pursuits that would otherwise be more difficult for them.
And also the military, and as we've seen increasingly, right, all those terminals that are provided to Ukraine.
Absolutely. So Poland is, of course, shipped about, 30,000 terminals to Europe, and we're paying the subscription on those. And as you said, it's about $50 million, 200 million zloty. That's not insignificant, but it's not huge, given that Starlink has about 12 million customers worldwide.
But on that note as well, now let's get into the dispute. And as of, I think, August 17th, there's this new restriction coming on Poland. And I'm just wondering, from a technical point of view, I mean, was this something they simply missed? How easy is this? I mean, give us your take. What's behind this and how unusual it is?
It's not something they missed. You'd like to believe that. You'd like to believe that, oh my gosh, you know what, we forgot. Poland is the 5th largest country in the EU demographically. We're the 7th by GDP and landmass. It's like saying, oh, the U.S. is covered except for Florida. We forgot Florida. No, this is clearly deliberate. It's intentional. It even states on the Starlink website that for users registered in Poland, that use in other countries of Europe. So clearly they mean, that they know Poland's part of Europe, but for purposes of this, they want to isolate Poland. And I think that's kind of short-sighted. Now, technically, I'm sure that it's quite feasible for them to do that. They've demonstrated the ability to turn things on and off in the battle theater in Ukraine. And so it is certainly technologically feasible. I don't think it's financially significant because, we have 10,000 or so users in Poland that aren't affiliated with the government. And so it's not as though this is going to be a moneymaker for them. But it is significant in that people should take notice.
A quick point as well, and we talk about Starlink. I mean, this is one of many companies under Elon Musk. I mean, he arguably has a massive impact on what's decided there. He's very much involved at many, many stages of this. So it's very much his decision that this has come down to. Do you think very much, like, what more also, let's talk a bigger picture here. I mean, a lot of these decisions, if they're vital, you mentioned agriculture, military, civilian, dual use, if one person can make that kind of decision, what does that say about the reliability of such a service?
Well, it says that you need to, in cases like this, develop alternatives. And fortunately, Poland is doing that, but that's not going to happen tomorrow. The investment that Poland and Europe have made in the IRIS² system is significant, but it is not going to be a deliverable that appears, in the next year. So this is something where you have a person and an institution, a company that's in the critical path, and you need to find workarounds and also deal with it. I mean, we can speculate over why was this done. Certainly, Mr. Musk has had some disputes with representatives of the Polish government in the past, but I'd rather focus on not why did this happen, but what do we do about it? And in that context, I think that what we do is we first get into the negotiation posture, but we also rally the European community. Because if Starlink can isolate Poland, the fifth largest country in Europe, they can certainly isolate Italy or Spain or somebody else with whom there may be some dispute. And when businesses do that, it tends to be a very short-sighted gain, because customers become apprehensive, they become untrusting, and they ensure that there are other means to satisfy that product which was originally provided by a heretofore reliable supplier.
Also, I mean, we've now seen this very public dispute. It's not the first one, particularly the exchanges on X between Elon Musk and Mr. Sikorsky. But famously, if we look back some time ago, when there was another dispute between these two men, I think in one of the X's, there was something from Musk where he said, there is no substitute for Starlink. So we're kind of getting on. You mentioned IRIS². I mean, that's still some ways away. It's also, I think, a certain type of signaling. Now, the question is, how feasible really is that middle term? What about other competitors? If we look at the Chinese, what the Russians are doing, I mean, how do you see this on a bigger scale? What's Poland's role going to be in all that?
Well, Poland's not going to have much of a role in the Chinese or Russian efforts. I'm pretty confident. Our role belongs in the European effort. And Russia is, of course, especially because of the fact that Starlink has been denied them more often than not in the Ukrainian battle theater. They are working on their own system, but all of these things are a little bit longer term. I think, Mr. Musk has a point. There is nothing quite like it. And so that's why I think it's important to engage right now. We're also not without some cards of our own. We're a huge market, and there are many, as you mentioned, financial endeavors in which Mr. Musk is engaged, for which Poland provides an attractive market, not Tesla vehicles and other services that he provides. Europe has regulatory and tax authority that a company like Starlink would have to deal with as a telecommunications operator and service provider. That's why I think it's important to rally the European community to this, because it's an attack against one can be an attack against all. Or at least others in the future.
So almost sounds like a kind of NATO-esque
right.
Space alliance. But let's also talk about sort of like the wider view here, and if we look into the future. I mean, Poland has done, although it's still relatively small, it's done more and more in terms of space tech. I mean, a lot of things are growing there. There's some conferences coming up. I think one of the biggest next year, I believe, in Poland.
Right,
a bit more about
right. That. So at the end of September and beginning of October of 2027, the largest international gathering of space professionals, astronauts, heads of space agencies, leaders of all space industries, students, will all be gathered in Poznan, about 10,000 or so people. And this is an opportunity for Poland to take yet another step in the demonstration of our expanding role in space, in international space. Of course, we had our mission with Sławomir Wisniewski just earlier last year, which was very successful to the International Space Station. We have over 100 companies in the space sector in Poland. They are growing, and we have Polish instruments that are on Mars, Polish experiments that have been on the International Space Station. We are supporting the lunar program as part of the Artemis activity that NASA is leading. That's a conglomeration of 50 countries, and Poland is right in the mix there. So yeah, this is a great time for Poland to be showcasing our capabilities and letting people remember. I want to work with Poland when it comes to space.
All right, so I think very much maybe a dispute now, but opportunity at the same time.
Absolutely, and SpaceX will likely have a presence there.
All right, so with that, we'll conclude there. John F. Hall, Ex-Director of NASA, pleasure for that lovely conversation. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
And thank you for watching. That concludes World Talks, but do stay right here on TVP World for more. Goodbye.